Okay, boys and girls, here is chapter 1 of The Color of My Words. It's called Wash Day. Now, I do want you to take notes, so do the picture in picture. If you need help, a bunch of kids know how to do it. Ask around. If you need to just follow along with the words and then take notes after, you are welcome to do that. I have notes for you for this chapter since I'm not here on the next page. All you have to do is pinch and open. You'll see it when you see it. Okay? So here we go. Wash Day. A great book. I'm so excited. Wash Day. Saturday is wash day for Mommy and me. Down by the river that flows to the sea, we carry the baskets high on our hips. We juggle the soap, the scrub board, and clips. Our friends wave hola as we slippery slide on river-age stones to the other side, where sun rays glimmer on a whisper of shade, and Mommy and me tie our hair up in braids. Then whack, onomatopoeia, I smack the clothes on the rocks to scare out all dirt and grassy spots. Mommy scrubs them up and down, and we both swirl them round and round. Sparkling white and river clean, the clothes smell like fresh air dreams. We clip them safe to bushes and trees to dry in the sun and flap in the breeze. Later, under the moon's blue light, Mommy and me smooth the wrinkled clothes right. We fold them into neat little squares and take them back home for all to wear. So that's a great beginning to a chapter. A couple of things. There are stanzas there. Each paragraph of a poem is called a stanza. And we have a rhyme scheme. So different endings to each sentence or line of a stanza in this poem has a rhyme. So you can see in the first stanza, Saturday is wash day for Mommy and me. Down by the river that flows to the sea. We carry the baskets high on our hips. We juggle the soap, the scrub board, and clips. So that's called an AABB rhyme scheme because all the A sounds sound alike, all the B sounds sound alike. Me, see, hips, clips. We go to the second stanza, slippery slide, other side, see. Whisper of shade, hair up in braids, DD, so on and so forth, okay? We'll talk more about this on Monday when we write a poem like this. All right, let's get on with it. We also got some setting there, right? We know the day of wash day, it's on Saturday. And we know they wash clothes, and it's Mommy and the main character, okay? Wash day was the day I'd get Mommy all to myself. Highlight Mommy, character. For me, it was the best day of the week, unless it rained. Then I'd have to keep on sharing Mommy with everyone, especially Poppy, who sat on the porch and never moved. Mommy had no time to pat her hair down, let alone share private thoughts the way we did on wash day. At the river's edge, highlight that, setting, I'd tell Mommy all the special things I had thought about during the week. If I wrote a new poem, I would recite it to her while we dipped our hands into the cool water. It was just me and her in the river. No other hands, no other ears. So you can see she's talking about wash day in general. We've met Mommy and we've also talked about Poppy. So highlight Poppy and you can see Poppy just sits on the porch all day. Mommy was the only person who knew I wanted to write books when I grew up. I knew it was a strange thing to want to do because we sure didn't know any writers around here. In fact, Poppy told me that in the Repubblica Dominicana, Dominican Republic, only the president could write books. I think it's true. I went to the Libreria and I saw a lot of books by President Balaguer. I told Mommy this during one wash day. We were pounding the clothes with rocks, and I gripped mine hard as I beat the dirt out of Poppy's overalls and my brother Guario's waiter uniform. Okay, so a lot to uncook there. República Dominicana is the way you're supposed to say Dominican Republic. It's not the way we say it in the United States. The Spanish language is a beautiful language, and I am going to do the best I can to say it the right way. Libreria, notice I trill the R's, I roll the R's. And President Balaguer. So he is an actual human being who was the president of the Dominican Republic 3 times over the span of 30 total years. And he was president up until, I think he was in his 90s. We'll look up some information about him. And then highlight Guario as another main character. Our main character's brother. We still don't know our main character's name yet. Mommy didn't say anything. She just kept turning her sheet over and over as she pounded away. Finally, she looked up and said, Ana Rosa, there always has to be a first person to do something. Okay, highlight Ana Rosa, that's our main character. And highlight there always has to be a first person to do something. It's very true. I think Mommy was telling me that there was no reason why I couldn't try and be the first writer who wasn't president of our island. Either that or she was hinting that I should run for president. And then if I won, I could write what I wanted. So you can see there, you can't write what you want in the Dominican Republic for whatever reason. Think about that, what a life would be like if in writing class we weren't allowed to write whatever we want. Think about freedom. Sometimes Mommy's words are a puzzle metaphor. I have to spin them around and around in my head as if I'm doing a mental merengue. Simile, comparing. So first of all, the metaphor was words and puzzle. The simile was spin them around words, and merengue, a dance. Sooner or later, I figure out the dance, but sometimes I wish she would just say what she means straight out. So what she's saying is you know how parents can be. They say some mystical words that don't make any sense. You have to really think about it instead of just saying what they mean. Poppy might sound as if he's talking in a puzzle, but I always know exactly what he means. Like when I asked him if I could have a notebook just for writing my poems in, he said, "Muchacha, your head is getting bigger than your hat." When I told Mommy this on our next wash day, she laughed, but I could tell the laugh was only in her throat and not in her heart. Okay? Your head is getting bigger than your hat. Highlight that. That's an idiom, meaning you're thinking too much of yourself. She wants to write in a place where obviously you're not just allowed to write whatever you want. And, you know, the laugh not in her throat, not in her heart. Again, she laughed, but she didn't quite mean it because maybe that writing thing was concerning her. Your papi says funny things sometimes, cariño. She said, he's a dreamer. A metaphor, papi and dreamer. Highlight cariño, that means like sweetie or darling. A dreamer, I asked? How can you say that, Mommy? All Poppy does is sit on the porch and drink rum. Mommy's hand shot out faster than a lizard under a rock. Simile, comparing her hand to a lizard. I felt the pain on my cheek before I realized what had happened. You have no hair on your tongue, chica. Be careful. So, that's an idiom. You have no hair on your tongue, meaning you're honest. You're way too honest. I swallowed my tears and beat the clothes harder. Wash day had never been a day of sharp words and slaps. I felt as if Poppy was a rock falling down from the hills and into our river. A simile, Poppy, compared to a big rock. After the big splash, there was nothing but silence. In daylight, silence is louder and angrier than at any other time. Personification comparing silence to anger. There are no sweet measures of silence, such as night's stars or evening sunsets or morning's growing light. There is only bright, hard silence, and it sounds louder than drums. It's hyperbole. I glanced over at Mommy. She was dipping the clothes into the river. Look, Ana Rosa, she said. Look at the river. I looked. The water rushed around Mommy's brown knees and through her blistering red fingers, leaving wet kisses on her skin. That's personification, making water seem like a person. Water doesn't kiss. It'll never pass this way again, she said. Off it will go down the sea, where it will foam with the waves and swim with the fish and glide ships along on steady or rough courses, depending on its mood. And again, that's personification as well, talking about how the water will swim. It's not a person, it just flows. Around and around the world it will go, this water that slips by me so quickly, far from the Repubblica Dominicana, far from me, but always under the same sky and sun. I had never heard Mommy say so much at one time. I looked closely at the river, but I could not see all that she saw in it. You are this river, Ana Rosa, metaphor, she whispered, but you must flow softly around the rocks on your way to meet the sea. There you can go, do as you wish. Okay, so beautiful writing, where she is talking about the water and how the water that they're seeing right there, they're never going to see again. It's never going to pass in front of them again. It's going to go away forever. And then she compares Ana Rosa to this water. You are this river, metaphor, comparing Ana Rosa to the river. And she's saying you must flow softly around the rocks so you don't get in trouble when you can do what you wish, once you're away from the Dominican Republic. So don't write now, save it to be safe. Mommy's words were gentle, but her brown eyes were slits of worry like moon slices on a dark night. Simile, comparing her eyes to moon slices. There was no happiness in the smile she gave me. Many days and nights I thought about Mommy's words, but no matter how I turned them, or shook them, or chased them from my mind, they always came back telling me the same thing. Mommy was scared. Mommy did not have to tell me what everyone on my island knows, and what I know too. Writers have died here, at least those brave enough to hurl words at our government. But Mommy, I whispered as I hugged the wall between my bed and hers, I write poems and stories. And in the hot, sticky darkness, I heard Mommy's answer. Sometimes it is better to keep those things inside for a while. All right. Highlight writers have died here, at least those brave enough to hurl words at our government. So first of all, you can't hurl words, that's hyperbole. But second of all, writers who write against the government in the Dominican Republic during President Balaguer's reign could be perhaps killed. Think about the difference here in the United States, where you have a freedom of speech. Very different. I was right. She was warning me to keep quiet, to wait until I left the island and could write what I wanted, when I didn't live in a country where silence was self-defense. But I wanted to shake Mommy's eyes open. Would we always be silent? The bright, hard daylight kind. I'm gonna go back and reread that. But I wanted to shake Mommy's eyes open. Would we always be silent? The bright, hard daylight kind that is louder than drums. Couldn't I say what I wished on paper, even if it is only that Poppy sits on the porch all day drinking rum? There, I shall never say it out loud again. Mommy's slap will last a lifetime, hyperbole. What if I write what I want while I'm still a river flowing around the rocks on my island? What if I'm not quiet? What if I say what I want? As Mommy herself said, there always has to be a first person to do something. Highlight that, foreshadowing that she is going to be the first person to do something. What will it be? Kind of make a prediction in your head. All right? Mommy's slap will last a lifetime. That's hyperbole. What if I write what I want while I'm still a river flowing around the rocks on my island? So again, another metaphor comparing her to the river. All right? So there's chapter 1, wash day. I hope you enjoyed it. Ana Rosa, she is a troublemaker. Peace.